Artifact 9 Standard 5.1 Criterion 16 asks for educators to accommodate learner differences. The personalized learning classroom assignment demonstrates how I'm designing learning by showcasing plans I've modified and adapted to fit the context of my classroom. In this plan, I've created strategies that model personalized learning and execute learning activities to cater to the diverse needs and learning styles of my students, fostering active engagement during the bio-base unit. This includes the use of a variety of tech tools easily accessible for students to use and implement in their understanding of content. To tackle brain anatomy, I employed a multi-tiered approach, which involved things like kinesthetic candy brains, digital 3D applications, integrating informative videos and articles, among other resources. The 3D brain is a major facet of my personalized learning plan, as it's a fun and interactive way of introducing students to the brain. It employs the universal design for learning in that it is such a unique way for sharing content, a tool that didn't even exist a few years ago, now made possible by technology. By offering a spectrum of content delivery methods, I ensured that my students had the freedom to access information and knowledge in a way that suited them best. This approach aligns with the universal design for learning principles, empowering my students to master the challenging bio-base unit. Additionally, I provide extension opportunities to continue in the process of multimodal learning. In order to engage student learning, I include songs to learn about the neurotransmitters, drawing chalk neurons, aka brain cells, outside, and different writing opportunities. The writing opportunities are great for clarifying and finalizing students' understanding of what the vocab is they need to know. This is on a document found in Google Classroom, which students will hold on to and will use as a guide in the future. But it's helpful providing all of these options for my students as it keeps them engaged and again gives them that personalization. Artifact 9 Standard 6.1 Criterion 19 asks for educators to facilitate and guide learning as students take ownership of their learning goals. Students are working to achieve their learning goals in the three plans outlined in the Personalized Learning Classroom: competency-based learning, student-driven projects, and the Personalized Learning Plan. In the competency-based learning, students are expected to meet certain competencies and standards in their coursework by ensuring students master these skills prior to moving on to the next. I found that providing quizzes, peer grades, and progress checks were each digital tools that provided feedback helped students to be able to see areas where there was a struggle in learning, correct those errors, and fix them for the future. An ingenious idea that supports the learning goals by directly aligning to the CED standards, and by facilitating these tools, this helped my students to be successful. In the student-driven projects, students are expected to self-regulate and self-advocate through their creating their own projects and demonstrating their knowledge. Students have the opportunity to check in via a Padlet if they have questions or comments and concerns as a way of helping to get them the opportunity to self-advocate. This project is meant to let students learn to take charge of their learning by collaborating with their peers and using the CED standards to conduct research on what they need to know about the brain. By providing the resources for students such as ABC Clio and the AP Daily Review videos found online via College Board's AP Classroom, I facilitated an opportunity that's setting students up to have the tools and be able to self-reflect and self-advocate. And personalized learning plans are plans that meet the individual needs of the student. This plan involves goal setting and provides an opportunity for students to self-reflect on their strengths, weaknesses, interests, and motivators. It also allows students of a diverse set of backgrounds the opportunity to set goals for themselves prior to going into the lesson. In order to meet the learning goals and outcomes, one of the key aspects of my plan is one-on-one conferencing. During this conferencing, students access their personalized learning plan, which can be accessed by students via Google Classroom. This discusses what kind of meeting this was and who attended, what it was about, and whether or not the standard was met, as well as a reflection opportunity. Artifact 9, Standard 7.1, Criterion 23 asks for educators to provide alternative ways for students to show competency. Fostering a sense of independence and choice in the learning process is crucial, particularly for my AP Psychology students. It's vital to give opportunities for them to have a voice and a choice. To achieve this, I implemented a brain choice board where I pose the question, how do you think you best learn and can demonstrate your learning for this unit? This empowered students to have a voice over their learning journey and what types of technology they would use to present their findings. Furthermore, the activity served as a method for assessing student proficiency by evaluating the artifacts they created to demonstrate their mastery of the competencies. I chose to go about using this by creating a brain choice board. Students had to pick one from each category for a total of 5 activities. Students could present this information in a multitude of ways depending on the activity they chose, such as creating a Google Slides, a Canva, using a Lucid chart to create a storyboard, Quizlets for flashcards. The list is endless. By giving students a choice, this allowed students the agency to choose how they best showed their meeting of the competencies. I was able to evaluate this work as a way of assessing whether this mastery was evident. Students provide plenty of evidence of mastery in the choice board, which culminated in the final piece, the multiple choice assessment. Though they, of course, have these streamlined traditional quizzes, both AP Classroom Progress Checks and eClass D2L, this is a check so I can see the material. The goal here is for it being able to for students to know that they know the material, which is why I came up with the idea of the Brain Choice Board. Still, this data is important too, and the data shows that this was a success by providing students that voice and choice over which technologies they would use in their Brain Choice Board.